So it's the third and final day of Prime Minister Modi's visit to South Africa. In his addresses at the G20 summit, Prime Minister Modi outlined India's proposals for a more inclusive global order. The first day of the summit also saw a major breakthrough as G20 leaders adopted a declaration addressing global challenges. The declaration condemns terrorism in all its forms, urges states to refrain from the use of force, and calls for deeper multilateral cooperation in peace efforts around the globe. Now, G20 leaders will convene again today for the final session of the summit. And before Prime Minister Modi wraps up his visit, next on his agenda is the 6th India-Brazil-South Africa summit. He will be meeting South African President Cyril Ramaphosa and Brazilian President Lula da Silva to reinforce South-South cooperation. At the trilateral summit, Prime Minister Modi is expected to share India's vision of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and also discuss trade, security and global governance reforms.
A high-stakes meeting of G20 nations in Johannesburg, where India is leading the voice of the global South. With a flurry of diplomacy and key engagements on day one, Prime Minister Narendra Modi put forth India's perspective on the G20 agenda. PM Modi opened his diplomatic engagements by being welcomed by Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of the host nation South Africa. And then, of course, came the much-awaited melody interaction, as PM Modi was seen sharing a laugh with his good friend and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. He also held talks with Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Canadian counterpart Mark Carney, which culminated in a new trilateral partnership on technology and innovation. While the G20 summit is missing major players, including US President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping, India's push for a global approach to development remained firm. Addressing the opening session, PM Modi outlined key proposals to reset how the world measures and pursues development. First, a global traditional knowledge repository to document and share sustainable, culturally rooted practices from communities worldwide. Second, a G20 Africa Skills Multiplier aimed at creating 1 million certified trainers who can help skill millions of young Africans over the next decade. Third, a G20 initiative on countering the drug terror nexus, which would bring together financial, governance and security tools to disrupt drug trafficking and cut off a major source of terror funding. And fourth, a G20 global healthcare response team, mobilizing medical experts from G20 nations for rapid deployment during health emergencies and natural disasters.
फ्रेंड, डिजास्टर रेजिलियंस को लेकर हमारी अप्रोच रिस्पॉन्स सेंट्रिक से भी आगे डेवलपमेंट सेंट्रिक होनी चाहिए. रेजिलियंस कैन नॉट बिल्ड इन साइलोस. G20 को ऐसी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्ट्रेटेजी को बढ़ावा देना चाहिए जो न्यूट्रिशन, पब्लिक हेल्थ, सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर और डिजास्टर प्रिपेयर्डनेस को जोड़कर एक मजबूत वैश्विक सुरक्षा बनाए.
Through the course of the summit, PM Modi is also expected to speak in the other sessions on climate resilience and artificial intelligence. India's focus is likely to remain on the issues of the global South and a holistic approach to growth. Bureau Report, India Today.